Look at the fucking state of that. Get some wig glue on that, Eddie. Go on, that's it. Pull it down, Eddie. Pull it down, man. Do a Bobby Charlton. Go on, Eddie. Go on, get that sorted, mate. Hey, okay. Oh my God, Eddie's having a mare. Go on, Eddie, son. Go on, don't you let us down, mate. Get that wig glue on it.
Don't buy wigs that come off at the wrong time. Maury's wigs don't come off, even underwater. And remember, Maury's wigs are tested against hurricane winds. Don't forget about money. You can afford a Maury wig. I can fit every budget, so call me now.
Eddie Hearn needs to go see Maury and get a proper wig.
I'm Peter Fury, and don't forget to subscribe to Porky's Corner, because I've been a helmet of the month and you need to listen to me. Yeah? So follow him, yeah? And get the fella some followers up, for Christ's sake. He wears his heart on his sleeve, he's a good man, Russ. So follow Porky's Corner, he says it as it is, and you know, I appreciate the helmet of the month, Russ. No problem.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, mate.
Hi, my name's Max Jenkins from Scarborough. I'm a 3-in-1 white collar, unbeaten, and I'm calling out you, Shane Fury. You. I think you're a bottle job like your old man. You like to throw your fucking weight about. Let's get it on, me and you, on your dad's undercard. Let's go.
Hello all you hardcore boxing fans out there, how are you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the voice of hardcore boxing. Before I introduce my next guest, can I just say a big thank you to all them people that join our members area. Boom, boom. It proves that you're proper hardcore, so thank you very much. Twice a month we put that into a production where we have proper production people come out, we do some filming. We've got a few things lined up this next few weeks, a bit special, so I hope you enjoy what we're putting out. So I want to thank everybody for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. A lot of you people that watch are not subscribing. It says here 41% of you that are watching my channel are not even subscribed. So come on, hit the subscribe button or set your Gmail account up and get subscribed and get on the Porky Express train. All right, so thank you. Today I'm joined by Maximus Jenkins from Scarborough, big gym owner up Scarborough. How are you doing, Max?
Really good, Russ. How you doing?
All right. What did you think yesterday to Gas Lamp at Wickersley? Did you like it?
Yeah, I did like it. It was nice food, that. I bet, you know what? Best steak I ever had, you know.
Didn't think I'd get in there. I nearly had to ring my mate, but he was shopping with his missus. But big shout out to Richard. All be well, mate. Nice to see you last night. Up at yours. Top man. I'll get you on channel this weekend. Right. I've got some questions here, Max, I want to ask you.
Go for it.
Go for it, yeah? Okay. Eddie Hills, the 4-0 Iceman from Billericay, free by way of, says that Sky don't do numbers. That's what he said last week. We all know, we all heard the interview. He's saying Sky don't do numbers. Is that a bit of sour grapes because he's on his way out and it looks like there's no way back for him if he don't work out at DAZN?
Well, it's quite simple, this, Russ. I mean, the thing is with Eddie Hills, he's left it open, hasn't he, really? He speaks positively of, you know, John Lickers and all them people. And he's sort of tried to leave the door open in case the zone doesn't work. And he's making out the zone have given me this all big, massive purse I could put on these big fights, and you know, this give me this budget. You know, give me. I think it works out. Was it 100 million over what, 5 years? Something
20,
like that.
20 million a year.
Yeah, 20 million a year. I think Sky was matching that, really, if you boil down to it. But you've seen the card, the latest card. Is it any better?
No, the product's still watered down. The box rec average on the opponents has been going down and down and down and down for years now. For the last 7 years, it's been going downhill for 7 years. Now, and this goes for all other promoters in the UK, that what they're serving up is trash. But these trash fights are getting passed by the board for monkey belts, the trinket belts, whatever you want to call it. And a lot of people are bypassing the British title, but the board have created this monster, the British Boxing Board of Control. The UK's finest monitors of the sport. Total imbeciles. Now, I personally think the numbers are going down from Sky because people are switching off boxing and they're going to UFC. I've got statistics to prove that. But nobody wants to talk about it in boxing because they just want to put their heads down, tunnel vision, and carry on with it. But look what we're getting. Look at Dennis's show. Look what he's serving up. White collar. It's white collar, that's shocking. Somebody's signing off on these fights, but nobody's coming out and saying, yeah, we agreed that fight. We said that that's okay for a professional boxing fight, Queensberry rules. Nobody's saying anything because they all want to keep earning money. The board want to earn, and all these people, this influx of people wanting to go have a medical, they get paid for it as well. So everybody's earning, but they're putting their heads down and getting on with it. What are we going to have next? Doctors and nurses wanting to be boxers? Well, it's okay. They can pass an eye test. Is it going to be watered down that much that people can just turn up and say, I'm going to be a boxer. I'm fed up of being a postman. I want to be a boxer. I don't know, but what do you think, Max?
It's like you look at the cards, the latest cards. You look what Conor Benn. You're supposed to be stepping up opponents. He's not stepping up opponent. It's not stepping up from Vargas. You keep going on about and I thought it was quite disrespectful for Amir Khan after his last fight against Vargas. Was that a step up? Well, not being funny, he's been in better places than you, mate. And I think he's a bit better than you as well, Conor. So to be honest with you, that's no step up. There's not actually many fights on there I'd actually like to see. That excite me, thinking, I tune in and watch that. Again, like you said, it's watered down. And, I'd like to see Savannah Marshall, but who's she fighting? It's going to be the donkey's going to get in there. There's nothing for her.
Yeah.
What should you do? Keep like fighting tinned tomato cans every time they come in. It's no good, is it?
No.
And the only fight out there for her, which is potential that would sell, and I think, bloody hell, now would be Clarissa Shields. I'd love to see that. Punch her face in upside down, but she's laxed it even to get going this year, and that was Eddie Hearn relying on that. But again, who are they going to bring in for her? I'd like to see Conor Benn in a real fight. I know Mark, who tried to call him out on that shit TV program, IFL, sorry. And I know Mark, who tried to call him out, but I'd like to see Mark against Conor Benn. I'd love to see that. But it won't happen because he'll try to avoid it. I'd
like to see David Evanesian against Conor Benn.
Yeah.
He don't get a mention, David Evanesian, does he?
Never. But he wants to go these European titles. These world titles, Conor Benn. And he got European. How's that work?
Yeah.
No, ridiculous. This is it. Carl Froch said it on his podcast months and months ago. You learned your trade at British level and got the old-fashioned Longsdale belt and learned your trade. Then you started to look further than domestic European. You go the levels. He did it against Andy others, and he learned the levels, the old fact, and that's how it should be. It's all too much skipping levels, and that's when people unfortunately get iced. Again, perfect example, Josh Kelly. He got iced bad. He was in a firefight. He's never been in one before because of Adam Booth, so
go to Adam Booth, he's the best.
You notice I didn't interrupt you that time.
You fucking knew, didn't you, not to interrupt me when I'm doing an impression of the Dark Lord. Right, strength and conditioners, Ruben Tavares, Greg Marriott. Why are they hanging around boxing when every big fight that they're involved with, these fighters are getting knocked about. Kell Brook's been knocked about by Golovkin, Errol Spence, and Crawford, and this Greg's been doing all strength and condition or nutrition, whatever it is. And this other guy, this Ruben guy, what did he do for David A and Amir Khan? Are these people just hanging around the sport like a bad smell? I don't know. What do you think? Can't the trainers manage the fighter, train them, and do strength and condition and nutrition and do all that? Shouldn't the trainer be involved with all that? Because he's got the fighters here all 24/7. He's like a social worker, isn't he? And why are these people sniffing around? And the people that do sniff around tend to be the real guys at the top. But if these people were that good, why are they not working in the football industry, or why are they not working with boxers at a low level? Is it because they're just in it for money? What do you think, Max?
I think it is money. The Klingons, aren't they? You look at half of them. You look at the Billy Joe scenario. Perfect example. He went up in weight, and look what happened to him. He couldn't handle it. And what it's ridiculous, and he's all these conditioners to surround him. You don't need it. It doesn't take a rocket science to get in condition. Yeah. If you look at Mark Tibbs, he gets a spot on with majority of his fighters. He only takes on the people. Let's say Billy Joe was just because he known him for years. Now he's got thrown under the bus, or tried to be thrown under the bus. But normally, with his fighters, he gets them spot on. So he doesn't really need any help within his racket. So what? It's just it's becoming greed, unfortunately, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Callum Johnson, is he the most avoided fight in the sport of boxing from the UK at the moment? Yes or no?
Depends which way you look at it. It's selective.
Go on then.
Oh, I mean, so was it who he fought last? What's his name?
Are you punched, don't you? Because you sound like Scooby fucking do, mate. Yeah. Are you not punched, drunk, are you?
I had sparring late last night.
So. Yeah, you sound like Dave Allen, mate.
Yeah, I did have sparring a bit late last night.
Right. Callum Johnson, in my opinion, I think he's most avoided fighter at the moment. Boatsi's not calling him out. Yard in. Lyndon Arthur in. I'd like to see Callum Johnson at the Lyndon Arthur Yard fight, or their next fights, or whatever they're having. And I'd like to see him get a fight, Callum Johnson. He's 36 now, and nobody seems to be calling him out. And like I said, he did well against Beterbiev, didn't
he? Do you think the winner of the Yard and Lyndon Arthur then face him?
Got to do for credibility for the sport. Frank Warren's got to put some credibility back into the sport after all that Joshua Fury fiasco that they were all involved in, and they all played a part in it. So
everyone's got a chunk to blame in that. Even Hills.
Even Hills.
Yeah, and he'll make it like he's made out. At the minute, he's made out like he's the victim, doesn't he? He's the victim.
Okay. Okay, then moving on. Joyce versus Takam. Is it a good fight? Yes or no? Bearing in mind, Chizora's done Takam recently. So, what do you think?
Well, it's Takam. He's 40. He's. I remember, I won his last 4 fights, but who against?
Roadman, Binman.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Takam's looking for a last couple of paydays, I think. He's 40. Yeah, look, he was good at one point, or he was credible. But I think when Chisora knocks you out, it's no. He shouldn't be looking at this level. Joe Joyce is looking to skip. This is just a fight to keep him warm. It's not like a 50-50 fight, would you say?
Yeah. No. It's a 90-10 fight in favour of Big Joe Joyce, the juggernaut, old Frankenstein. Frankenstein, Joe Joyce. Could you imagine being sat next to Joe Joyce on an airplane for 5 hours?
Oh, Christ.
Unbelievable. Sam Jones. Painful to see him hanging out of the back of Bricktop's hula hoop. What did you think?
God, why is he bumming up to him so much? I don't get. No, do you know what it is? It's because there's no room for him on the zone. It's totally that move. It scuppered a lot of people. And he's thought, oh right, I'll just go off to the rival now, the next best thing. You know, as the zone's global, or I'm not going to get a look in, especially when like Mexican fighters are coming in, and you know, it's a big market, and he's going to think, oh wow, fucking hell, there's no room for me to promote my lads. So, you know, he's gone to Bricktop, hasn't he?
To be fair to Sam Jones, though, Joe Joyce never really seems to be mixed for any fights. Sam Jones never pushed it with WBO, did he, with legal letters? He was sucking up to Eddie, and now it looks like Joyce was out in cold. For 1 minute he's fighting Usyk, now he's fighting Takam. I mean, come on. So, but Joe Joyce is an avoided fighter, in my opinion, and he doesn't seem to be getting called out, does he? But it looks like they might be hanging around Frank for crumbs to try and get the bar fight again. I don't know. What do you think, Max?
Do you think Joe Joyce? I mean, this is coming down to, you know, when you've said before about personality of fighters. So, you know, like Joe Joyce, he doesn't really put himself out there, does he? Really? Huey Fury, the same. Savannah Vash, these sort of person, they're good in the ring. But the fact is that they don't put themselves on the forefront enough, or they could do a little bit in order to call maybe people out. And you know, and to be honest with Joe Joyce, I'd like to see him against someone like Herkovich or something like that, or someone like get him in. I think Joe Joyce, you cannot knock him out. I think Wilder could have few shots at him, it wouldn't knock him out. I think you can't knock him out. Sorry for language.
Yeah, it's okay. We never get paid for any videos anyway. All right, then. Moving on then from Frankenstein. Sky have took Eddie Hearn off that website, haven't they? All, you know, photos of him and all his stuff that's been took off at the Sky website. Do you think the reality is going to be setting in? Eddie Hills, should we say? Dale Nichols always says to me, "Don't forget, Porky, call him Eddie Hills." Okay, then, Dale. Eddie Hills, are you happy now? Eddie Hills, do you think it's dawning on him now what's happening? He's finally getting into his head that he's no more with Sky, because what a marketing tool Sky's been for him for 10 years, and now he's kind of like on outside looking in, and he's telling us he's signing this and doing that, but the garbage that he's serving up in the next few months, awful, isn't it?
But they're gonna Sky gonna look at that and thinking, oh, they're gonna look at that and they're gonna say, oh, this is what we could have had on one of them could be pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Really? Are we really gonna charge our customers that? They're gonna look at that and thinking, oh, I'm glad you got of him. That's what they're gonna look at. And I think there's something happening in the background for the taking. I don't know. I said it before. That Calais Sutherland, or whatever his name, I can't pronounce his name.
Kelly.
Yeah, I think he will be around there somewhere, because I got a feeling he's something to do in the mix there. You know, because I think he's good friends with the Sky lot. And I'd you know what? If he was a representation of Scott, I'd love him there, because I don't mind him. He's honest.
Yeah.
Honest a promoter can be.
Okay. Carl Froch against Roy Jones Jr. Does it happen? Yes or no? I mean, in Wembley Stadium this year, but I personally don't think it happens. What do you think, Maximus?
Carl Froch. Why would he come back though?
Ready cash.
Doesn't need it, does he? Well, I don't know, but you know more than me.
Yeah. Okay. I only know is what I'm seeing on news and all that, and on the internet and
who'd win?
Who'd win? I think Froch would do him. He's fresher, isn't he?
Keeps himself fit, Froch, doesn't he? He seems to keep himself like sort of warming and still like, I don't know, within 10-week camp or 9-week. Yeah, I mean, something like that. He always seems to keep himself. He doesn't. You look at George Groves on the interviews. He's blown up like a sugar puff.
As a pig, Michelin man.
Yeah.
Seen his haircut. George Groves looks a complete weirdo now, doesn't he?
He looks like he's fallen out of like the pork pie factory and said, "Oh yes, please," to the whole menu of an Indian takeaway.
One answer, yes or no. Is Conor Benn a hype job? Yes or no?
Yep.
All right. Do you agree that Conor Benn bypassing area level, English, British, Commonwealth, European, and going straight for the world title? Do you think that it's a cash grab?
Yep.
His dad did the same thing, didn't he? He wasn't Commonwealth, his dad, but he bypassed all other stuff, didn't he?
Difference is his dad. Sorry to interrupt, Ross.
Go on.
Difference is his dad has actually been in a firefight.
Yeah.
Conor hasn't, unfortunately.
Is John Fury a coward? Yes or no?
Oh, absolutely. Christ, I haven't seen anyone hide so much more. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Him or Harden, Christ.
What next for Dillian White? He keeps saying he's the can man. Anybody who wants it can get it, but he forgets to say that anybody who wants it who's over 40 can get it.
Obviously, hasn't wanted to call out Carlos Takam.
He'll fight him after Joyce one. He's called out Chris Ariola 2 weeks ago.
Why that? Yeah, but why? This is what I don't get. Why not Andy Ruiz?
Because Andy Ruiz beats him.
Yeah, this is what I mean. He only calls out people safe fights. This is the problem with it. Like, if you notice, he goes quiet over social media over Wilder. As soon as Wilder and Fury's confirmed, he starts piping up about it. It's a current trend with it. And he says, "Oh yeah, I'll get you, Wilder." Blah blah blah. He'd been offered that fight, and he didn't want it. He didn't want to go to the USA.
Yeah.
Fury had a job for him. It's the same with Dubai. He got offered Dubai, didn't he? Didn't want it.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. Okay. Why doesn't Dillian White call out the following: Luis Ortiz, Ergovic, and Joe Joyce? Why didn't he call out them?
Because of 50-50 fights, and probably perhaps and he knows it's a possibility that his precious WBC interim he keeps going on about is going to be lost, and he won't get it back.
He's been hanging around the WBC like a bad smell for 4 years, Dillian White, hasn't he? And he's still not fought for it. Do you think it's just so he can stay mix and stay pay-per-view?
Well, he's doing a good job of selling it, isn't he, to the casuals? Let's be honest. He, what do you think he's worth? If your guess, what do you think he's worth?
10 mil.
Yeah, I'll say that. And that's on what? Lucas Brown.
I don't know. I don't think Lucas Brown will pay-per-view. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure. I know, but he's looking for his 7th pay-per-view in September, Dillian White. I'm hearing rumours about Andy Ruiz and Chris Ariola, but he's looking for his 7th pay-per-view. I heard Doofus as name mentioned by somebody to me yesterday, and I thought, geez, it's gone from bad to worse, hasn't it?
If you could say who's the ones you'd want to see in now, who would you say?
Oh, I'd like to see Dylan fight.
Yeah, now. Just like, next, let's say, get it on summer now.
Joe Joyce, Luis Ortiz, Andy Ruiz, Ergovic. One of them 4 I'd like to see him fight. No.
I think you'd say Wallin, actually.
Hey?
I think Dillian White will lose to Otto Wallin,
I don't want to see Otto Wallin. I think he's shite.
I know, neither do I. But I'm just saying, I think he'd beat him,
Probably. Tyson Fury says it'll haunt Billy Joe if he don't come back and win a title. How it ended for him. Is he trying to say Billy quit, but not saying it in as many words?
Everyone's been quiet, haven't they? Everyone, his own camp, his own friends, everyone, all through IFL. We all know he did quit. Tyson knows. I think Tyson's I don't know if it is true, but I think Tyson sort of maybe distanced himself a little bit away from Billy Joe.
Tyon Booth's getting a lot of stick on social media because he's not really said anything about the Billy Joe Saunders whether he quit or didn't quit. He usually has plenty to say because he said that O'Hara Davis calls him a black quitter, but he hasn't said anything about Billy Joe's situation. Why do you think that is?
It's the same sort of scenario, isn't it, really?
Okay. Well, Takam, why don't you do an interview with Billy Joe and give an opinion? You can give opinion on other things, but why not this? Just curious.
Yeah, I mean, Billy Joe's. I think Billy Joe, he's good at sitting on the fence and pointing at every other people. When it happens to him, he goes quiet.
The media, IFL, behind the gloves, all them kind of people, they all get a bit of stick, don't they, off Takam for not doing this and not doing that. But are we out of order giving him stick, or are we right? Because Takam can dish it out just like I can. But sometimes you have to be put on the spot, don't you? If you're not going to be true to what you stand up for. So I didn't like to do that Dennis Hobson video the other day, but I was getting stick for not doing it. So I went through the 6 shows and I treated it as if it just wasn't somebody who was a pal. And I give an opinion. And that's what we're here to do, give opinions. But some people, I'm not saying get got at, but some people think, I don't want to upset that person, but yet they're willing to upset other people. We've got to have a level playing field because that's what it's all about, isn't it? Living in a democracy.
Just one other thing, I think with the Billy Joe situation, and I'm going to predict this right now, because obviously he's had, he done one radio interview? A radio interview, wasn't it?
I've got it here. He said that he were 2 rounds up and he wanted to fight them last 4 rounds. But it didn't look to me like he tried to stop Mark Tibbs stopping it, did he? He accepted it. Instead of jumping up, like Peter Fury said in his interview, he didn't see Billy jumping up trying to get at Canelo or tell corner he wants to fight, did you? He just put his head down.
And it, the thing is, I think the word says, I think I'm done. Something like that has been said to Mark. But Mark has been too proud and even after all the fiasco. And I'll tell you what, Mark Tibbs has come out some class out of this situation. He could have thrown Billy under the bus. He could have said anything, but no, even Ben Davison, but he hasn't. He's kept his class and he says it's private, the dialogues between me and him. And, he's really kept it stum. And I think, you know what? Someone who's literally made you look like a dick, you're still protecting. And I think it shows loyalty. And in my way, Mark Tibbs is a good man.
Good man. I'll finish off on this. You've obviously had 4 white collar fights at heavyweight, haven't you? You've got your own gym in Scarborough. Yeah. Would you be interested in having a white collar fight on an undercard of Mickey Fio and John Fury? If the fight comes off, who would you like to fight?
Do you know what? It's always been it's not so much that I don't like him. He throws his weight around in press conferences because he thinks he's a few. Shane Fury. He goes on fighting, saying he'll fight Dean White, he'll fight bloody Derek in a car park. He ain't done any of that. So, let's see what fighting man you are, Shane,
You're calling out big Shane Fury, 6'6", 25 stone.
Yeah, let's go. I mean, but he won't do it. He'll be a bold job like an old man. They just hide.
Well, Shane can actually fight, I've been told. He can fight. So
Yeah. Someone's, in the pub or somewhere, or they turn slightly, yeah. But not like, it's a bit different when it's an event, you've trained for it, there's people watching purposely. It takes balls to get in there. And I don't think for a long time, or has even done it. Big old Shane, I think he's just like his old man, replica of his old man, just hides.
All right then, so you're categorically saying you're calling out Shane Fury and saying that you will fight him if Mickey Fio fights John Fury. You'll fight him on undercard. That's what you're saying, yeah?
I will fight Shane Fury. If John Fury fights Mickey, I will fight Shane any day.
I'll put that to Mick. and he'll put it to the people behind the scenes that are dealing with it. Oh, yeah. So you're up for that, yeah. So now you've said it on here, you're not going to cock off on me, are you, tomorrow? And say, oh, Porky, don't put that video out. I don't want to fight Shane. He'll kill me.
Porky, I think you know me long enough, right? My ass has never fallen out.
Right.
I've always been there. So let's do it.
Then. Okay, then. So Shane Fury, Maximus Jenkins here from Scarborough says, let's get it on!
Hiding behind a bush or behind a caravan. That's what Shane does.
Right then. Okay then. Well, all you people out there that are watching this, send this video to Big Shane Fury, big fighting man. And let's see if we can get something sorted out. And who knows? It might happen because we're hearing that Big Bad John can't decide whether he's going to go away in his military caravan into the forest and train like a Spartan, and then fight Mickey Theo and knock him out. Can't decide whether to do that or not give that Mickey Theo a payday because we use him in name. So, John, if you can lay your head down on your pillow at night and be happy with the fact that you called any man out of a 50 and Mick agreed and then it didn't happen for one reason or another, and we know why, John. If you can do that, fair enough, but John, get into them woods, train like a Spartan, and get at it with Mick. Put this to bed. Max will fight your Shane, and it's all for a good cause, raising money for mental health awareness, John, a charity that you champion. Mental health awareness, let's raise some money for them. How's about that, John? I'm sure Shane will be up for it. He's a fighter, man. I don't think Shane's a bottle job. You think he is because of how his old man is, but I think Shane's the type of guy to turn up and do some damage. He's a serious blow. He's a big old lump, Shane.
Yeah, he's
a big lump. He's a big lump. He's got big old bear paws on him. You won't like them around your neck. So, well, now you've said it, Max. You're going to have to back it up.
No, right. He's got, look, at the end of the day, he's got 2 arms, 2 legs, like any man in this earth, right? You know, but he's going to have to lose some timber.
I don't think Shane will need to lose any timber. He's got the equaliser. He might knock you out, Max.
Nah. But the thing is like I said before, us, these lads have got, like Sir John, he's got the heavyweight champion of the world at his hands and the trainers. What has he got to be afraid of? Yeah,
that's a good point. Like, they've got all facilities, haven't they, and all knowledge. And there's everything, man, don't they?
Everything. Oh, I'm a fighting man. Well, you've got everything at your hands. You've got everything on your doorstep. You've got all the people and the contacts, right? You got 2-3 levels up straight away on us. What's that? What's holding you back? What, are you afraid you might lose?
You lose anyway if you don't fight, don't you?
Yeah. Or you stay quiet.
Yeah. Okie dokie then. Well, listen, thanks for coming on, Maximus from Scarborough. Yeah. Nice to see you yesterday. Keep in touch. I'll get Cameron to jazz this up with an intro and an ending. And we'll get it out there in a couple of days. All right?
Yeah.
So don't say out on your social media till this video goes out because that's a bit of an exclusive.
I'm not saying a dicky bird to anyone.
Big Shane Fury fighting Maximus Jenkins. Chief support on the Mickey Theo John Fury extravaganza, raising money for mental health awareness. How's about that? Surely Shane and John can't knock this back now. Because how can they talk about mental health ever again if they don't want to be part of this?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I think Shane will take you up on your offer. Whether the father grows a pair, I don't know. I think that he don't want to fight Mick, and I think Mick's wasting his time and effort. But you never know. We have rumblings that he might fight and he wants to fight, but on his terms. So who knows? But who cares anyway? As long as they get at it. Right. Peace out. Keep on trucking. Keep sporting boxing. Don't have nightmares, Maximus. And I'll speak to you soon. Take care.
Take care, Russ.
Right. Well, that one, Maximus. MJ. Scarborough, North Yorkshire. 100 mile away. Fish and chips at Scarborough, you can't beat it. Real hard to get these days, fish and chips. Good fish and chips. Right, thanks for tuning in. Thank you for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Don't forget to press the like button if you liked it. If you didn't like this video, press the dislike button. All right, but make sure you press one of them. All right, give me something to talk about when I'm having my tea later. Peace out.